So the first secret of the universe is the law of harmony. This law basically states that you must live in balance and harmony with your lifestyle, with your higher self. So how to achieve this is basically understanding that for every action there is a reaction. For every time you have a positive thought or a negative thought, or you take some kind of action, or you do something in the world, you are creating a ripple effect. It's like when you throw a rock into a pond and it creates that wave effect. And that effect, whether you know it or not, every little thing that you do, every thought that you think, is doing something to the greater consciousness, to the greater collective consciousness. So you have to understand harmony. If you do not live a harmonious life, you will reincarnate and have to come back and learn your lessons again and again and again until you break the karmic loop and live in harmony. Which carries us into the second law. And keep in mind, all these laws, it's kind of like a stepping stone. So each one ties into the other one. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a big, you have to understand the whole collective, all the secrets, and then you will be abundant. But let's carry on. So the second law is the law of karma and reincarnation. So the law of karma and reincarnation basically states that until you resolve your karma and fulfill your dharma, you will have to keep coming back into this human form and reliving and reincarnating in this human life form here on earth until you learn your lessons. Because basically our mission on earth is to level up our soul and to ascend our soul and to raise our vibration, raise our consciousness, and become co-creators ourselves. However, if we don't learn these lessons, if we keep going through life and we go through these tests and we don't learn our karma, we don't fulfill our dharma, then we will have to go through karma, which is reincarnation, and what you put out keeps coming back to you. So we have to fulfill our dharma and resolve our karma, and then we break the karmic loop and the reincarnation loop. So that's the second law. So the third law, this one's really cool, is the law of wisdom. And this basically means that wisdom will break any karmic loop or any repeated lesson you are supposed to learn. So let's say, for example, you stole something, right? And you're about to get some bad karma. Someone's about to come and steal something back from you or rob you, or, you know what I mean? Your karma's about to come back heavy. It's weighing heavy on your consciousness. The only way to break this karma is if you already gained the wisdom and knowledge through maybe an experience that you had, maybe a lesson you learned, maybe some deeper understanding, you did some thinking, some meditation, you understood that what you did was wrong, and you are wise and you have grown from that. If you are really true and the universe can feel it and understands it, then you will break that karmic loop through wisdom. So, just because something happened out there or you caused some trouble doesn't mean no matter what, it's going to come back to you. If you actually learned your lesson, you truly elevated your soul, then you will break that loop of that karma that's supposed to come back to you. Which carries us into the fourth law. The fourth law is the law of grace. This basically means that you must live a graceful life, you must have mercy, you must show love to others, and in return you will get the same coming back to you. It's like when Jesus said, treat others how you want to be treated. The golden rule, right? And all these, like I said, tie into each other. So basically this law of grace means that if you are like rich in this lifetime, if you have come into a lot of money and you're wealthy, but you're very selfish and you only spend the money on yourself and you only indulge in things that you like and you don't share the wealth and you're not generous and you're not helping others, maybe not in this lifetime, but in your next lifetime, you will come back basically broke and poor because you have to learn how to give and share others or what it feels like, how you made other people feel. However, vice versa as well. If you are poor, let's say you come into this lifestyle and you're poor, but you give, the last shirt you have off your back, you give your last dime to help somebody out. And no matter how much you don't have, you're still willing to give. Basically, the law of grace will come and help you and be in favor with you. It'll actually come and give you blessings in abundance because you are willing to sacrifice your own. Even though you don't have enough, you are still willing to give. And that's the law of grace, mercy, and love right there. So what you put out into the universe, all this is karmic loops and cycles. It's what you put out is what comes back to you. The universe wants you to live in harmony with your higher self. Show love, gratitude, grace, and mercy. The fifth law is the law of soul evolution. So this is a very cool law because this is what I actually live by. This is what spirituality is to me. And it's basically saying that your mission here on Earth, what you're supposed to come here to on Earth to do, why you reincarnated here, is for your soul's evolution. And this is why I always say, like, life is like a big video game or like a big test, because we literally come here for us to learn lessons, for us to have soul contracts and partnerships, and we meet people who are supposed to teach us things, and we also teach them, because the whole part of this game, or why we're here, this test of life, is for us to become gods and co-creators ourselves. But for us to get to that level and master that power, or have that power, we must first learn how to live in harmony and how to actually use that power for our soul to evolve. We must raise our vibration, raise our consciousness, and then we will ascend to a higher level, a higher dimension, and a higher vibration. Alright, so the sixth law, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong or incorrectly, but it's the law of Bodhisattva. And you guys let me know in the comments if I pronounced that right. You know, give me a pat on the back or a thumbs up if I did. But the law of Bodhisattva basically states that it's for beings who already ascended, who became ascended masters, who already raised their consciousness. But their sole purpose here on Earth, they came back just to help others ascend and raise their consciousness, because they know that, you know, there's a lot of new souls on Earth, or people that need to collectively raise their consciousness. And the Earth cannot ascend, the whole collective consciousness cannot ascend unless everybody reaches that vibration. So they basically stay on Earth until the job is done. They're like the grinders. They're the ones that are here to make everybody reach a new vibration, a new level. And if you're one of those people, or you feel that calling, shout out to you guys, because that's a big job right there. You know, Earth can be a crazy place sometimes. You know, when you come here and you're really trying to help people, that's a big job. Like, there's so many different roles on this Earth. You know, there's old souls, new souls, ascended masters, spirit guides, ancestors, light workers, dark workers. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different beings and entities and roles to play in this game we call life, you know? So that right there, the Bodhisattva, is a big role. It's a big mission. And that is the sixth law of the universe, the sixth secret. The seventh law of the universe, the seventh secret, is the law of vibrational alignment. This law basically states what Albert Einstein discovered, that energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred, meaning we never die. You know, maybe our avatar deteriorates, but even our avatar, our body, is just molecules vibrating at a very fast speed, you know what I mean? So it's literally like we cannot die, we basically are immortal, our energy can only be transferred. So everything, and I mean everything, is energy. So whatever you want to attract in your life, and I speak about this when I talk about manifesting and, you know, the law of attraction a lot. This is like one of the biggest things, that everything is energy. Everything vibrates. So if you can carry your vibration and align yourself to whatever you want, you know, think about the vibration of money, or like wealth, or success, or happiness, love. These are high vibrations. So if you can take care of your body and your energy and get yourself to those high vibrations, you will attract those material things and also those experiences as well in your life. So, and those feelings. So the law of vibrational attainment. Moving on, we have the eighth law. The eighth law is the law of free will. This basically means that we all have a destiny. We already basically have like planned, predestined events that we're supposed to kind of live and learn, because like I said, life is like a video game, and before we come to Earth, we basically sign a soul contract with our partners, with our friends, our family, people that we meet, and we're going to learn lessons. We already agreed that, okay, I'm going to go through this with you, I'm going to go through that with you, so I can learn this, and I can evolve my soul and evolve my consciousness and work on what I came here to work on. However, during this time, you still have free will if you want to actually learn those lessons, or you want to continue to go against the grain and then go back into that reincarnation loop and have to learn the same test and learn the same lessons. Because it's so weird. If you actually like look at the patterns in your lifetime, you know, the reoccurring events. One of my biggest things was like pride in my ego. So like back in the day, I would always have these same kind of reoccurring problems. And even to this day, actually, sometimes this test comes back up in my life a lot. And it shows me how much I've grown compared to where I used to be in my life. But one of the challenges I had for myself was like, you know, friendships and things like that. And I would always have these battles with my friends or family members. And out of those lessons, or out of these fall-offs or fallouts that I would have, I would learn some important lessons, like kind of protecting my energy, you know, keeping my space, not letting anybody just be around me and being so available, like, you know what I mean? So sometimes your lessons are your greatest blessings. Even though it feels like an L, it's not always a loss, it's a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So First you learn, and then you remove the L and you start to earn. And that's the law of free will right there. Also, in this law of free will, forgot to mention, that if you do learn your lesson, you do level up, then you will realize the next time that test comes, you will realize that you handle it a lot different and the situation turned out a lot better for you. Because back in the day when I used to get mad and I used to go through these situations with my friends and my family, like I said, I was always the bad guy. You know, everyone looked at me like I was the bad guy, like I was the one with the ego problem. And I used to kind of like, you know, say things I shouldn't say. And I feel like when these events and situations reoccur in my life right now, I'm a lot more humbler. I'm a lot more humbled, sorry. And I'm also a lot more just calm, and I understand. I could see the situation beforehand. And I just learned that, you know, sometimes it's not about engaging in arguments. It's just about protecting and taking a step back and being in your own energy and letting people find their own path and their own lessons in their own way, right? Because everyone has their own path. And like I said, everyone signs a soul contract, and we're all here for a reason, you know? So these people are in your lives to teach you something. So just look at it from that perspective, and you will gain a higher awareness, a higher consciousness. The ninth law of the universe, the ninth secret of the universe, is the law of one. I'm pretty sure you guys know this, but this one's basically stating that we are all part of one consciousness, one collective creator, which is God, the universe, the most high, the divine, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever name you want to give it. We are all part of God. And because we are part of God, we too are gods ourselves. And that's our mission here, to become our own creator of our own reality, because right now we co-create through our mind, through our thoughts, our feelings, our actions. However, we are all one. So any thought that you think, any action that you do, any deed that you do, like I said, they all kind of tie into each other. All these laws tie into each other. Basically, whatever you do affects somebody else, whether it's the thoughts you think, the actions you take, it's all affecting your vibration, the collective consciousness. So the more you practice to raise your own vibration, is the more you're actually helping out humanity and helping humanity ascend in its own consciousness. So don't feel like because you don't have a big stage or a big crowd, and you don't have a platform, maybe like you're not a YouTuber or you're not like a artist or something, doesn't mean you're not doing your part in the world. Everybody through their own path is helping everybody. So the people you meet, the people you cross paths with, the people you exchange words with, you are shedding your light. You are being a light worker. You are part of the collective consciousness, and you are raising the vibration. So that is the law of one. And last but not least for this video, we're going to end it off with the 10th law, one of my favorites, the law of manifestation. And I talk about this a lot. I just did a video actually on how to be a master manifester. But this law basically states that every manifestation starts off as a thought, and your thought leads to feelings, and your feelings leads to actions, and your actions leads to the result. So anything that you see around you, you've manifested it, whether good or bad. It's all a result of your inner world. Your inner world is a reflection of your outer world, and vice versa. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you're feeling sick, if you manifested a sickness or a disease or an illness, or maybe, you know, some good things, money, abundance, love, peace, joy, whatever you manifested, you created it in your mind. And if you don't like it, you got to go back in and reprogram that mind with some positive beliefs. Change maybe your vibration, your habits. Start taking in some new conscious awareness, you know, like habits, meditation, yoga. Read some books, expand your mind, because whatever you think in your mind, whatever you believe, is your reality, is what you create, it's what you project. So that is the law of manifestation.